Okay, so if you're spending 2 hours in Canva on a post that gets 12 views, this is your fix. Okay, so I'm going to show you a simple workflow to write scroll stopping posts in 20 minutes or less that actually lead to sales. So I have got some notes here because I really want to make sure I stay on track and I bullet point this out. But if you are new here, hello, my name is Steph and I help business owners start, run and scale their business from an expensive handmade hobby to a 6-figure handmade powerhouse brand online. Pretty posts are not the same as persuasive posts. And if you are doing that, you're decorating your feed for yourself, not deciding for your buyer. So by the end, you are going to have a 6-step workflow to write faster, get your hooks on point and sell without sounding salesy. Does that make sense? Okay, let's get into the tutorial, the 6-step 20-minute post workflow. Okay, so step 1 is you want to pin down the buyer moment. Okay, so the goal here is to define the micro moment that your buyer is in. So I talk a lot about meeting your target audience where they are at, and this really fits nicely into that. So what is she doing and feeling in the 30 seconds before she sees your post? So I actually want you to ask yourself, all right, hey, I'm going to say this out loud. What is my target audience doing in the 30 seconds before she sees my post? Ask yourself that, okay? So some examples here is if you sell candles, you could be saying it's 9 p.m, the kids are in bed, she is crying out for 5 minutes of cozy, quiet peace. Or maybe if you make mugs, it could be something like she's on her lunch break, she's doom scrolling, craving a small treat. And honestly, like just writing a sentence or two out will really help you to decide what that buyer moment is and pin it down. So that's step 1. It should take you no more than 2 minutes. Step 2 is to choose the angle, okay? Now you want to pick one of 3 angles. Simple as that. Number 1, relieve a pain. You know I talk about pain points a lot. This is that. So an example could be, is your candle tunneling? Fix it in one burn. Simple. The second one is to create a feeling, all right? So you want to have some kind of mini moment, all right? So an example here is your Sunday reset, but it smells like cinnamon buns, okay? The third one is a tiny transformation. So this could be before and after glaze glow on this mug. Does that make sense? So you want to relieve a pain, that's one angle. You want to create a feeling, that's another angle. Or you want a tiny transformation. Now, you want to commit to whatever angle you are going to use. This should honestly take you no more than 3 minutes. But this is the thing, like this here, step 2, is the thing that decides whether your post means something, makes them want to stop, makes people want to care, or makes people want to scroll on past. And honestly, like the numbers do not lie. If you have posted content, posted a reel, it's got like 1 heart, 2 hearts, maybe a comment from your mom or your Aunt June, that is the algorithm telling you, hey, we need to choose a better angle here. This is not working. Okay. So step 3 is to craft a 3. Hey boss, real talk here. If your socials are feeling a bit meh lately, you're posting but nothing's really happening, then you know what it's time for? It's time to fix your socials. This December, we are doing it together inside of a free 5-day challenge designed to get your confidence, content, and conversions back on track. You're going to be learning exactly what to post, how to get seen again, and how to turn your followers into real customers, real money without spending hours online. We officially get started on the 1st of December. You can sign up free at handmadebosses.com/fix your socials. I'm going to pop that in the description below as well. So join up, it's completely free, and let's get your socials glowing again. 30-second hook. This should take you about 4 minutes or so. All right. So you want to use one of these formulas. Pick one, write it out. Formula 1 is the call out. So this is things like, if your candles keep tunneling, this will save you money. You're calling out someone's problem. You're calling out something, I don't know, it could be like a unpopular opinion or something like that. You're calling something out. The second formula is a mini scene. So you are setting the scene here. This one is really, really good, especially if you are new, because all you're doing is painting the picture from the angle that we did in step 2. Easy peasy. So you could say something like, it's raining, kettle on, this scent is the hug. Like it honestly, it's not magic words. It's just picking the right angle and picking the right hook. Step 2 and step 3. Then the last formula is the challenge formula. Now, this is where you're literally saying something like, pretty feeds, 0 sales, here's the fix. So you're being like very short, very sharp, you have this, here is the thing that's going to fix that. Does that make sense? So that's step 3. You want to craft a 3-second hook. Step 4 is you want to build the caption with REI. R stands for relate. E stands for educate, I stands for invite. So just call it Ray or Ray. It's Ray, right? R-E-I is Ray. It has to be Ray. So you just use Ray. Relate, educate, invite. Okay. So relate is just 1 to 2 lines that make your target audience feel seen. That's it. E, educate. This is 2 to 4 lines, a tip, a behind the scenes, a story, something like that. Now, I is invite. Just 1 line, a soft next step, a call to action, if you will. Now, this whole thing, doing Ray, writing the caption should take you 3 to 4 minutes at most. Okay. Now, here's an example. Like, I feel like that Ray thing, you probably want some kind of example. So here is one. So relate. If your blanket curls at the edges, it's not you, it's the stitch. Educate. Switch to a larger hook on the border. It relaxes the edge. Invite. Want the cozy blue one from the video? It's in the link in bio. That's it. Like, that is a really good caption using the REI or the Ray framework. Okay, so let's go and move on now to step 5. And this is the add the share or save trigger. Okay, this is the line that double saves. All you want to do is just say, save this for your next pour. Tag a friend who always burns candles wrong, or screenshot this size guide before you order. Like, you're basically saying to people, hey, you know, you can share this, you can save this. So why don't you? Because it's really helpful. Does that make sense? Okay, so step 6 is to create your visual in 3 easy shots, okay? These are 3 shots that are going to guarantee that whatever reel, video, whatever you post, it's going to get interesting for people, all right? You don't need fancy equipment. You just literally need your phone, decent lighting, use a window, and a quick plan. So this is how to do it, all right? Step 1, you want to start with motion. I don't know why I'm doing this. Start with motion. So in the very first second, you want to show something moving. So this could be your hand lighting the candle, lifting a lid, pouring wax, pulling a mug from the kiln. It's got to show some kind of movement, okay? Movement makes people stop scrolling. So, you know, it can be a static image, but it has to have some kind of movement going in, all right? That's step 1. Step 2 is to add a close-up. So film a short clip that highlights texture or detail or something like that. So it could be the candle flame flicker, it could be the mug's glaze, it can be the sparkle on a bit of jewelry, the stitches in your crochet. This will draw people in, it will draw your viewer in and build desire, okay? Now, step 3 is to overlay your hook as text. Okay, so add your first line, and this is the hook you wrote in step 3. So you then want to grab whatever hook that was, 5 to 7 words max, and you want to just add it in there. All right, so that's literally it. How easy is that? And you can add a voiceover if you want, but pretty well you're adding movement, you're adding your hook, you've brought someone in. Okay, so just to go over those 3 steps again, you start with motion, you add a close-up, and then you stick your hook as text over the top of all that going on. All right. So let's just do a little comparison here now as well, because I do speak to a lot of makers that have a lot of issues with getting content seen, their socials just feeling very just not really working for them. And here's the kind of comparative characters that I often see. Sam versus Lydia. So Sam spends 2 hours designing in Canva. Her hook is just new in. No save, no shared trigger, no call to action. She posts it once and then it just disappears off the face of the earth. She doesn't get any comments or hearts or anything ever again. She literally feels like she's doing it for no reason. Lydia, though, she spends 20 minutes. That's it. She goes through this whole workflow that I've laid out for you. Her hook will paint a feeling to people. She adds save this for later or some kind of call to action. And she posts 3 times a week, which is the bare minimum that I recommend that you post. As she's doing that, momentum builds. It's amazing. So your homework is to write 1 sentence for your buyer moment, draft 5 hooks, pick one, you can save the others for later, use the REI framework, the REI, and add 1 save or share line to it, so you're done. Number 4, film 3 shots, those 3 shots I've mentioned, post within 24 hours, get it done, do not overthink it. And step 5 is to come back. Let me know, comment how long it took. And by the way, if you're finding all of this very, very hard and you're like, I don't know what I'm doing half the time, Steph, I understand what you're saying, but how do I fit that all into a framework, let alone fit that into my busy life, business owner, kiddos, dogs, animals, I don't know. I've got loads of stuff on my plate. I don't know how on earth I'm supposed to do this. This is where the social media sidekick is everything you need. If you want the hooks, if you want the captions, if you want the shot list, if you want the templates, if you want everything done for you each and every month, for $34.99, as of recording this, a month, you get everything done for you. It's crazy, insane value. I'm going to link a little link below for that because it's honestly awesome. It just means you don't have to worry about any of this. It's just click and drag, you're done. You post, you get everything done. In fact, people have literally been saying to me, like, Steph, I know you've been saying the unsexy truth that staying consistent is the key to growing your social media. I didn't quite believe it until I started using the SMS and I was forced to be consistent, and now I get it. Now I grow every single week, and yeah, I don't know why I didn't do it before. So if that sounds good, you definitely want to join the SMS. Thank you so much for listening/watching, depending on where you are consuming this, and I will see you all in the next one. Thank you so much for tuning in today. If you love this episode, make sure you hit the follow button so you never miss the next one. And also, why not come and hang out with me on Instagram? It's at Handmade Bosses for daily tips, behind the scenes. And also don't forget, you can catch the video version of this podcast over on YouTube too. Until next time, keep going towards your handmade business goals, boss, because the world really does need those special creations that only you can make.